Hello everybody, we are here with your HACHIMAN guide. So we're going to be starting off with something a little bit different here. We're going to be grabbing ourselves a Death's Toll, and we are also going to get ourselves a tier 1 round shield with a couple of health potions. So this is a build that you're seeing quite a lot right now. You don't have to go this build. Hunter's Cowl is absolutely viable. You can still start off by going right into your Devos, but I want to show you guys a build that's kind of going around right now that's quite popular amongst hunters. So Death's Toll has upped in popularity recently, quite hard because they finally fixed Death's Temper. And so you get a lot of damage value out of this item in the late game now that it is actually fixed. So it is becoming quickly a favorite of hunter players regardless. Hunter's Cowl is still fantastic, but a lot of the hyper carry style players are now leaning into Death's Toll so they can get that big old damage in the end of the game. I also happen to like the play style that it brings upon you. So we're going to grab our 2 as our first ability on Hachi. This is also the ability that we are going to max out first. This is going to be our main form of wave clear, and it's also going to be our stim all-in-one ability. So that ability, when we cast it, not only is it going to do damage on the wave, we're also going to get some additional attack speed. And if we are standing in the banner, we're going to get even more attack speed. So we get 1 times attack speed just for using it. We get 2 times attack speed if we're actually standing in the area of the banner. Our allies can also benefit from that attack speed in the banner range. At level 2, we are going to get our dash. You pretty much always get your movement ability at level 2. It allows you to both aggressively go in if you need to, and also to get away. Now you can see that I opted for 2 health potions here at the start with HACHIMAN. 1, if you're going Death's Toll, you really don't need that much mana. It basically completely fixes your mana problems compared to Leather Cowl. So I can go for 2 health potions, and also, because of HACHIMAN's passive, you just have so much MP5 that you really don't need to worry about the mana. So HACHIMAN's passive specifically, plus the Death's Toll basically means I'm going to be good on mana the entire time. So with this style of build, with the not going Devos early, I'm actually not going to get Devos at all. We're going to go into a Berserker Shield, Boots, and then a 3rd item, Aussie. So we'll be opting for the Aussie this game instead of the Devo Gloves. And that is also because of the crit meta right now. Right now, as a hunter, you're basically going to be building crit like every single game. It's just so much damage output. It's good against squishies. It's good against tanks because of the percent pen that these crit items have. And the Aussie heals. When the Aussie procs and you get a crit, that is a huge heal. So the Aussie crit work really, really well together. Which once again isn't to say you can't do the regular Devo Glove start, but it just so happens that it works really, really well in this particular build. Now I'm going to get a point in my 1 here. Some Hachis don't grab a point in their 1 at all right now. They've made it a little bit better than it used to be, a little bit more enticing. So I like to grab 1 point into it just to have the extended auto range. But we are still going to be generically leveling it. My level order on Hachi is 4, 2, 3, and 1 is generally how I like to do it. You can go 4, 2, 1, 3, but I like the additional damage that I get burst wise from my dash, even with those changes to the Hachi on his 1. So HACHIMAN goes a little bit under the radar, I think. And a big part of that is that he's a little bit bland. I think a lot of people would describe Hachi as a fairly bland hunter. His kit isn't the most exciting. But just because your kit isn't exciting doesn't mean that it's not good. Right now, the more aggressive hunters are still the meta as of this point. The Anhurs, Apollos, Danzaburros are definitely your first line of hunter meta right now.
Your middle tower is under attack.
But Hachi is still certainly viable. Pretty much all the hunters are mostly viable right now. One nice thing too about Hachi that you actually just got to see a moment ago is that he's usually pretty safe. Once you get that level 5 and you can use your ultimate defensively, he becomes a fairly safe god. So I can use my dash, I can get out of the emoji combo, I've got my ulti that I can use to get away. He's got a good amount of stuff in his kit to self-peel.
Ultimate is ready.
Especially if you use that 3 for the stun. If you can use it for the stun and the getaway at the same time, that's quite nice. So if you hit both the dash component and the circle component on Hachi's 3, it is CC. So it does have a 1-second stun on it, but you have to hit both parts of the Hachi dash. You have to hit the actual dash part and the circle at the end. You can't just do one or the other. It has to be both. And so that's how you get that stun on the Hachi 3. For Hachi's horse, it basically works just like Guan Yu horse, where you can slow it down if you need to, using the S key. So when firing Hachi ult, if you need to go ahead and get, if you're trying to do like a little turny turn, you can slow it down. If you're trying to go faster, make sure you're yeeting yourself right down the lane.
More enhancements.
On our back here, we're going to get ourselves a full Berserker shield and 2 wards. If you're going to opt into the build with Berserkers, I would just go ahead and get it first. You get so much power, physical protections, attack speed, pen. This is going to let you trade really, really well with other ADCs. And you'll see a lot of the big fighting in-lane hunters, particularly Anhur and Danza, run this build because they're just nearly impossible to beat if they already have this much power and this much protection online. And then we're going to go right into our Ninja Tabi after this. So I need to be a little bit careful of the Apollo when his passive is up. But as long as his passive isn't up, I'm not in a horrible spot in this fight. He is going the Transcendence. You can see his finger guns are out. That means his passive is up. So I'm going to look to get a lot of poke on him. My poke is going to be very efficient against Apollo this game because he has gone the Transcendence. So I will out-sustain him with my Death's Toll. Speaking of out-sustaining, I'm going to ulti right on in. And I should be able to pick up this kill. And that's what Hachi is all about. So I poked him out enough with my really long-range autos and my long-range 2. Once I get him into a range that I feel he is susceptible to death, then I hop on my horse and I left-click and I use it to grab that kill. Now, when you're using Hachi ult, you have to be careful. It is... I don't want to call it unreliable, but gotta be careful here of this Apollo ulti. You can see him coming back in on me. I'm probably dead anyway, so I'm just gonna try to commit to this kill, see if I can grab it before I die, and I am gonna be able to. So right there, they call the enemies missing. So I know that I'm not gonna be able to get away from a Surcat. I don't have any bead, I don't have any boots or anything online. So I just commit to the kill right there, and I get to get it before I die, which makes it a really nice trade for me. So the thing with Hachi Ultimate is it can be body blocked, which seems kind of weird when you first start using it. But the actual thing that you shoot out, the like arrow on his ultimate, is an actual projectile. So if somebody walks behind a wall, it's not gonna hit him. If somebody summons a Ymir wall, it will just totally body block it. So do be careful. And her pillar So just because you get that little lock-on symbol on Hachi doesn't mean it is guaranteed actually going to hit. It can still be blocked on the way to your target. So just watch out for that. If they dash behind a wall or something, all of a sudden it is going to miss. This is why in general, when I'm playing aggressive with the Hachi ult, I like to try to use my ulti pretty close to the enemy target. In general, you should be doing that regardless. You want to use your ultimate to bring you as close to the enemy as you can. So that way, when they get slowed, you're right next to them and you can follow up with your stun.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Okay, I'm gonna drop down this little healy zone for myself. My wards have run out, so I need to be a little bit careful here, but I see a lot of action over in the right lane. So I'm actually thinking about ulting right here. I'm gonna see if he uses his dash first. He uses his dash to turn around. I wait very patiently. I've leveled up my 3, so I can dash in on him. And now I should be able to win this fight directly fighting him. So right there, I ultimate. I wait for him to use his movement ability, right? I thought at first he was going to use it to get away, but he was actually trying to use it to juke me and avoid the projectile damage. Then I just press my S key, slow down that pony, turn myself right around. He gets slowed. I can dash right into him for an easy stun combo. Bada bing, bada boom. It can be very, very hard to fight into this early Berserker Shield build. Now, if you are going to go this Berserker Shield build, and I recommend that you try it out. Different play styles will like it a little bit more or a little bit less. You have to be aggressive with this build. So if you're gonna straight up be passive, if you're gonna AFK farm, whether you lack the confidence to play aggressive, that's okay. Whether you think it's just a horrible matchup and you're not going to be able to play aggressive, whatever the case may be, if that is the case, I would recommend going the more traditional Devo gloves. Just play for the late game. Chill out, no big deal. If you are going to go the Berserker Shield, you are going for a brawling build, which means you want to be pressing down that W key. You need to have confidence in your ability to 1v1 the opponent, because otherwise you're basically not maximizing the efficacy, and you could have just been building stacks the entire time for the ultra late game. So I need to back really bad right now. So I'm gonna go ahead, back it up, and I'm going to get myself a shell. Don't feel like they have any big damage this game. So instead of getting an Aegis, I'm gonna get a shell. I'm gonna grab my Ninja Tabi, and I'm gonna start working on my Aussie and get myself a couple of wards.
Another Patriot has fallen.
In general on Hunters, Beads Shell is your go-to actives. Only if they have a massive mage in the middle lane are you gonna get the Aegis. So if they're gonna get Poseidon ulti or something, well then make sure you get yourself the Aegis. Otherwise the Shell is gonna be better for you in the 1v1 against the enemy Hunter. And it's also gonna be really good for your team as you move into the team fights. It's just a generically better active right now than Aegis. Those block stacks are really, really powerful. So now I need to get out some wards. I saw somebody over here. So I'm gonna get out a little deep ward. I see the Surcat behind me. I'm gonna try to kite him around a little bit here. Pop my shell, and I might actually be able to grab that kill, and I'm gonna try to ulti and get myself away. I don't know if Apollo has his ultimate up. If he does, I'm dead regardless. If he doesn't, I should be able to live here. Ooh, it looks like he actually ran out of man. No, he just missed. He's really going for it, but he actually missed a lot right there. So now my goal is going to be to try to stay out of his auto attack range while keeping him inside of my range with my 1. And he is going to be really low. He doesn't want to give up on this fight though. You can see it in his eyes. The Surcat is already dead, but I can sustain up with my Death Toll, and he's going to have to chill out and back up. I do have this warded, so I can walk over towards his purple. He knows that I know, and even though I can't go aggressive on him right there, I do get him off the purple, and I just expand out my lead even a little bit more. Now the Surcat has respawned at this point, and I am not going to play around with fire, so I'm going to back up and get my Aussie. Now that my Aussie is online, my trading is going to be even stronger. I get a lot of sustain off of this, and now we start to work on our crit. So why are these items that you see right now on Hunter just so popular? Let's talk about it a little generically. There's really only like 2 hunter builds going around right now. One of them is the one that we're running right now, and the other one is the Devo gloves build that basically ends up being the same thing. You just have the Devos. Because 3 items in general right now are really, really dominating this meta. And those items for Hunter are Fail Not, Wind Demon, and Berserker Shield. Berserker Shield is for all the reasons that we have talked about earlier. It's just a stupidly good boxing item. It gives you so much power, so much attack speed, just so much damage overall. Fail Not and Wind Demon, the reason why they are so popular right now is because they give you crit and penetration. Percent penetration. So right now, between Berserker Shield, between the Berserker Shield and the Fail Not and the Wind Demon, you are getting 30% pen right now on your hunters. And you're not even necessarily trying to build pen on purpose. It's kind of just on accident. You're just getting it as you go. And so you get all of this crit damage, which is going to be good against squishies by default, but it's also really good against tanks because you're going to have 30% penetration. You're nearly capped on your percent pen, and you kind of just got it accidentally. So that's why you are seeing these items just so frequently right now. Every major hunter build that is serious is basically going to include a Fail Not and a Wind Demon, no matter what. Those two are almost 100% pick rates right now. For our general matchups on HACHIMAN in the laning phase, the only thing that we're worried about is just general meta. So anybody that is just really good right now, Chernobog, Apollo, Danzaburo, and her, those are the ones that come to mind right now. Apollo and Chernobog have the ability to out-rotate you really hard. Danzaburo and her have the ability to beat you really hard 1v1. Everybody else is going to fall somewhere along that line, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, he has dashed away. I think he might try to just mez me and fight, but I don't think he has any way of winning this fight. Once again, I use my ultimate to get really close to the Apollo. Then I fire it so I can drop down right by him, be all up in his business. A big part of the reason why you want to be all up in their business is because, one, you're 3, you want to be close to them for the stun, but also because of your banner. Your banner gives you that bonus attack speed, so you want to drop it on top of them, right? But you also want to be in the range to get that bonus attack speed on top of that. So if you can drop it on top of them, which is on top of yourself, that's kind of a win-win. So back into the matchups of people that Hachi is good against. I love Hachi against anybody that doesn't have a leap. So even into the Apollo, I think it's okay. But AMC, Artemis, Rama, anybody that doesn't have a leap, I actually do not mind going against Hachi on. If they have a leap, they tend to be able to get out of your ultimate really, really easy because they see you ulting, so they jump over a wall. Now your ultimate is useless. But if they have a dash, it's a lot harder to like dash, particularly in the dual lane right now. It's a lot harder for them to try to like dash behind a wall and get away from it. So then you get the slow, you have your own dash to follow up on them. I feel like you're a lot easier able to chase down gods, whether they have no movement ability or just a dash. Leaps I find pretty annoying for Hachi over in duo. So now that I've got myself a big ol' XP lead and all the towers down here in left, my goal is going to be to push out this lane. I don't want him to be able to shove up this lane for free. You can see that Apollo is actually rotated. This is where Apollo, Chernobog, those global rotators will start to be a problem for you. I cannot compete with his rotations at all. So what I wanted to do was shove up a wave or two and then rotate. But what I actually have to do now, because it's already too late, is I need to shove up left really hard and try to force somebody to back. because otherwise they're going to get a free fire giant no matter what. So I'm going to see if I can't force a couple of people to back, maybe get them off of the fire giant. If they don't back, then at least I can get us a return Phoenix. If you're too late on the rotation, then you've just got to commit to whatever you are split pushing. So right now I'm just sitting here on this Phoenix and I'm going to try to get it all the way. Gonna throw down my banner on top of myself. That's gonna give me that additional attack speed, and I will be able to grab that Phoenix as they are gonna get the fire giant. So if I rotate right there, I don't stop them from getting fire. I show up too late, my team is dead, we get nothing. At least in this scenario, we get a Phoenix down, so we can actually get some map pressure off of this. Plus I get to take some of their buffs. I try to even up as best as I can. Now I'm going to back it up. I'm going to rank up my Death's Toll to Death's Temper. So Death's Temper gives us a whole bunch of power and attack speed. But what's really crucial here is this passive 3.5% increased basic attack damage for 10 seconds. This can stack 10 times when people die around you. So this can be up to 35% increased basic attack damage. So we're talking increased basic attack damage that then crits. A ridiculous amount of damage that can come out of this build in a very, very short amount of time. But now we need to chill out. We need to be careful. They've got 5 people with fire giant, so they're going to be shoving up all around the map right now. I should be able to basically beat anybody 1v1 unless I done goof, but they should be grouped up as a team. I don't mind trying to look for a gank. If we can get a couple of people grouped up. They've got a circuit coming from mid. I would love to look over at the circuit. You see him right here. If we can collapse on this guy right now, that would be really nice. Unfortunately, we're not getting that at all. Somebody needs to back up and defend left lane. Really good chain right there from my Ares. We need to back up and go attack left lane as soon as possible. Unfortunately, nobody on our team was really trying to back to defend. We had an opportunity to gank the circuit, and nobody really came for it. And then we had an opportunity to push up and defend left. Nobody really took it, but this should still be a decent fight for it. So I'm gonna try to get my ulti on as many people as I can, make Hel my priority target since she is right in front of me, and hopefully I get a couple of crits online. We're zoned out from this Woojer ult, but we do have some good healing. I've still got my shell up for the team, so I am diving right on into this one. Gonna throw down my shell, looking at Tiamat. At this point, I do not care who my target is. Anybody that is in my way is going to get blasted. But now that Tiamat has used her on all 4 forms, she's gonna have a lot harder time because of those percent mitigations. But we still got our whole team here. Now all of a sudden we've got 3 people dead. We've already got the left-hand side Phoenix down. But we should be able to probably get ourselves at least another tier 2 tower. Ares should be able to full tank this. No problemo. And if Apollo lands on us, he should instantly die. We should play this safely, go grab ourselves the right tier 2 tower as well. We've got the left Phoenix down, they've got the left Phoenix down. That's okay. Now we chill out, grab the last T2. We'll have a good amount of gold in hand and a good amount of pressure around the map.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
No risk of a fire giant, because they had recently done it. So now we just go back, we farm up, get some wards around. I'm gonna go look at the gold. No, I'm not, because they just did the gold fury. So at this point, all we want to do is try to get that left Phoenix back down again to even it back up. I'm also gonna see if I can go find myself a 1v1.
Another Patriot has fallen.
On this Apollo. He might be coming right around for his purple buff. Doesn't seem to be. Yeah, he is. So I need to be a little bit careful. I'm using that ultimate, honestly, mostly for the CC immunity. I knew he was gonna mess me and I didn't want to have to use my beads. So I quickly hop on my horse, get the CC immunity off. And because I'm just all up in his face, he's gonna have a hard time fighting it.
Your middle tower is under attack.
But now we should go position ourselves near the fire giant. I'm gonna clear out one more wave of fire creeps here. You can see the importance of clearing that far side Phoenix, because you've got to send somebody over to deal with all of this stuff no matter what.
Let's catch him by surprise.
Now I've got to save my shell here. But if he tries to come in on me, there it is. Shell, baited him right on in. Gonna be able to grab ourselves another kill right there, and I need to get the heck out of dodge. So now I'm gonna get myself my wind demon. Now I've really got my crit online, so I'm gonna have a good amount of crit percent. I've got the 30% pad, a lot of damage, a lot of lifesteal, all sorts of good stuff. We killed the Circuit at the very end right there. I have ranked up my shell for those block stacks in the team fights, and now I should be able to burn an objective really quickly. Now we have way better objective secure because we have a rock, so we should probably pull the actual fire giant. And honestly, we should just turn this around and we can just go right for the fight. Like, there's a Woojer here. Apollo is gonna ulti over to left Phoenix, I would imagine, and just try to take that, which is a little bit annoying. And you can see he's actually doing that right now. But there's not much that we can do about that. We're just looking for a fight. We have acquired the fire giant. I see the Woojer. I'm getting absolutely just dove on by the Tiamat, but with my Aussie proc on top of my crit, you can see how hard I sustained right there. I was down to like 300-400 health, but I sustained up so hard because I was critting while I had my Aussie proc. We love that combo. Throwing down a 2 for myself and my team so we get that bonus attack speed. Somebody does need to defend the Titan. Unfortunately, I'm going to get ganked back here by the Circuit, so I'm not going to be able to live through that. We do get the mid Phoenix. At the same time, the Circuit seemingly disconnects. Oh, sure, stay connected just long enough to ulti me and then disconnect, why don't you? Couldn't have been a second before. Now we're going to rank up the beads. We're going to get ourselves a sentry ward, and we're going to save up for our speed pot. We've gotten the mid Phoenix down. Now we need to shove out that left lane with everybody and try to get the Phoenix down there as well. Now this fight could actually go pretty good from that. That's a great Osiris ulti right there. They should be able to pick her up. She's not going to be able to heal at all for 8 seconds, but our Quang is kind of getting wrecked. We didn't get a lot of damage off, and they mistime the out Quang and raw ulti combo, making this fight a lot more awkward than maybe perhaps it needed to be. And now that Tiamat is back, they need to just retreat. They're gonna lose all of their fire giant buffs off of this one. We need to chill out, back up, and go shove the left lane. So with this particular starter item, with your Death's Temper, fighting around minion waves is preferable. Think of it kind of like having a Talisman of Energy on your team or a War Flag, where if a wave gets cleared right as you're fighting, you're just getting all of these bonus stats on top of it. And so you're going to be able to get that full bonus damage just from a wave dying and being near it. So if your raw middle just uses a beam and clears the wave, well, all of a sudden you got like plus 35% bonus damage now, and it's like, what? So it's really strong. They need to be careful over there. We should not be shoving up right lane. We should be shoving up left lane right now. There's no reason for us to be shoving up in the right, but they do get a kill off of this, which is really nice. We need to make sure we're keeping the left all the way pushed up. If they grab another kill off of that, that would be huge. Otherwise, they need to be careful, and we should still be shoving up in the left lane. I'm gonna grab this Gold Fury while we're just kind of waiting for them to decide what to do, and it doesn't matter really how low I get because I should be able to full heal over here in left.
Retreat, right lane.
Yeah, they're spending a lot of time over in right lane right now,
Another patriot has fallen.
and they are gonna get punished for it. What they should have done is the second they got that Apollo kill, they should have been rotating right on over to the left lane. Allowing us to push up and try to engage on this Phoenix. But because they stayed over there, we're actually not going to be able to shove up this Phoenix at all. So we're only going to be able to try to push out these waves enough for our actual Phoenix to come up, because now it's about time for us to get set up over at the Fire Giant. Once again, we've gotten rid of all those fire waves. So now I can get myself the Elixir of Speed, and I can get rid of my boots. You've got a couple of options here. I'm a big fan of wrapping up with the Deathbringer if you run this build, so I'm going to grab that. If you did not get the Berserker's Shield earlier, I like the Dominance right here because that gives you that 40% pen on your auto attack. So I'm going to quickly go do a back camp and then back up and finish up the Deathbringer right here for the big damage. In general, as a hunter, I wouldn't recommend getting any defense items,
Under attack.
like strictly defense items. So sometimes on like an assassin, you'll get like a Mantle of Discord in the late game. Right now, as a hunter, it should basically be all damage all the time. So I would keep those types of items out of your mind. We do need to get set up for this Fire Giant because they'll be able to burn it real quick if they want to. I've got to be careful. I honestly got too greedy trying to run in there first. I need somebody in front of me. And they are still over near this Fire Giant. They're going to try to burn it. I'm getting zoned out hard by the mitigations on this Tiamat, but anybody else besides the Tiamat, because of our percent mitigations, is going to get wrecked by me. Now you can see that crit damage coming through. That was 400 damage right there, and now we should be able to burn down this fire, take it for our own, and immediately after this Fire Giant, we should go to the middle lane. We've got 2 death timers for 40 seconds. We should be able to go kill this Phoenix and then go for the Titan. We've got the enhanced fire, we've got the damage, we've got heals and sustain with the raw. I'm gonna ulti in right now for this Hell, getting as close as I can before I go ahead and pop my ultimate off. My goodness, Yamoja's such a good character. Apollo is actually trying to split push out left, which should be a good thing for us. As long as we get some people in this room, I should honestly probably be focusing the Titan right here, so I'm gonna turn back around onto the Titan. Hell is looking to go for me, so I'm just going to dive into the room as much as I can, and we're going to be able to put this Titan away. So on Hachi, specifically with this build, you're playing aggressive, you're looking for the boxes, you're looking for the 1v1s. If you get out-rotated, which is going to happen, particularly when you're playing against gods with global ults, do not be indecisive. You're either rotating immediately to get to the fight and you're full committing to it, or you're staying in the lane and you're full farming, trying to get some split push off. Don't try to split push a little bit, get one more wave, and then rotate over, and then you're late to the fight and you didn't get the tower and you didn't do anything. Always keep that in mind when you're playing against global ults, guys. And that is our HACHIMAN ADC guide.